love about I'm super athletic. If you can see that, right? I'm super athletic. Stop it, Jeremiah. And then when I used to be younger, that's what it was my field. I used to run. And then track is my life. It was my life at that time. Now, when my parents changed me from one school to another, I stopped doing that because the little department in the other school they didn't have anyone. So I stopped running, but I love run. And I believe that every single kid loves to run, right? So one of my favorite movies that I know is a little annoying too is Run, Forrest, run! And I love, that man. He was running and running and running, and at the end, he don't know what he was running for, right? So that was the fun part of watching that. So part of my like illustration today is that movie, and I want you guys to think about it. So I want to tell you something about. Okay, my title is Prepare for the Race. That is my title, Prepare for the Race. And I want to give you 5 tips to start preparing for a run. 5 tips, right? This is it. The preaching is 5 tips. Very good. You just pay attention, right? And do it. So the first tip is build a plan, right? Forrest, right, Mr. Over there, he did not have a plan. Just start running for I don't know for what. And he just one day he just woke up and say, "I want to run," and he just put his those Nikes. That was like in that time I believe that Nike saw a lot of example for that same brand shoes because he put his Nikes, everlasting Nikes, right, and he just started running. Did not have a plan, and when you try to make a race, you need to build a plan first. You need to build a plan. You need to know why you're running for, right? And this is the strategy that is going to keep you running in the same pace. Our school, we go in competitions with another schools in California, and one of the so they just sometimes I say, guys, you need to just prepare for the run. Oh yeah, we got that pastor. We know how to do it. Yeah, guys are not professional now. So please eat well, sleep before that. We got it. Okay. And every time that we go to California to this event, the weather is awful, right? It's very awful. It's super cold or it is raining and something happens. And this is something that you need to be aware of. When I am going to the plan, I need to think about all stuff. I need to think about the weather. I need to think about what is going to so 2 Timothy 4, 5, and 7, Paul is here telling us some how you say that, some tips about that too. And I love verse 5 for 2 Timothy 4, 5. It says, but you should keep a clear mind in every situation. You see? Don't be afraid of suffering for the Lord. Work at telling others the good news and fully carry out the ministry God has given you. So the first part, I love it because it says over there, but you should keep a clear mind in situation. When you go and you build a plan, you need to be clear about it. You need to be clear about any. No matter what I am going to face, I need to have a clear mindset of every situation. I need to be over there standing so clear. I can't think about it. Oh my gosh, I'm going to lose. This guy next to me, he's going to win. Look his legs. Wow. And look mine. No, I can't do that. Because what is that distraction? I'm going to be distracted. And when I started racing, those thoughts is going to be in my mind. And those thoughts is going to pull me behind because I don't trust my abilities. I don't trust in my training if you have one, right? But you need to have a clear mind in every situation. When You can't think about it's gonna be bad. Everything is gonna face is so bad. No, you can't think about that. You need to think about, okay, I was prepared for this. I trained for this. And I need to run this race. That is to build a plan. Be prepared. Be prepared. Don't be afraid. You're suffering. Um, when you try to do this strat, if you have a coach, one of the first thing they're gonna put out is what? You need to start in a diet, right? Diet needs to be high in proteins, right? The diet, also you need to have carbs because that's gonna give you energy. But also you need to have a lot of stuff. Thank you. But you need to be prepared for that reason. And then that's suffering because when you are craving for something, I can't eat that. I can't eat it. I'm preparing myself for this race. I can't eat that. I have this certain amount of, I can't. And that brings suffering. Or I need to just run a mile in this kind of seconds and minutes, and I can't. And I start in the track, in the treadmill. First, you do it, and and the coach is over there, keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it. You feel that every part of your bone is burning inside, but I need to do it. I need to do it. Because when you are in the track, maybe you feel that you want to faint, but you have people over there. Like if you are in my team, yeah, you're going to know, right, guys? You're going to know me. Right? Yeah, that's me. That's me. Yesterday, Kaylee has a football, soccer game, and my husband was like, baby, shh, be quiet. So I stand up from that place and I went to the other side to cheer up for my son, and he was right over there. Oh my gosh, everybody know that you're a Latino mom. Of course, and that's me. So you can't give up because you have a team over there that is cheering for you. And even though that you want to faint, I need to keep doing this because those people believe in me. And that's it. That's it. So suffering is part of my training. Suffering is part of my training. And sometimes that is the one thing that we ignore because we think what? That we are not going to suffer. And we are going to suffer. Everything in life is not pink, and flowers and super cool. We are going to suffer in this life. And it says over there too, Paul says, and it's suffering, but it's suffering for the Lord. And sometimes we think like, I'm a believer, I'm a Christian, and in this side of the line, I'm not going to suffer because the Lord is with me. Yes, the Bible said the Lord is with you, but also Jesus said, I conquer everything. Don't worry, but you're going to suffer. You're going to suffer, okay? I want you to understand this. Doesn't matter if you know me, you're going to suffer, but don't worry, I can help you out, but you're going to suffer. And that's one of the things that we are not prepared for. So, our race in God start when we started knowing Jesus. That's when you start racing. And then if you're not building the planet, I'm racing this race for what reason? If you don't know, and then you're going to get disappointed at the end or in the middle because you're not signing up for suffering. But let me tell you something today, you are signing up for suffering too. Tell your neighbor, we are signed for suffering too. This is it. We are signed for suffering. But this says, but work and tell others the good news and fully carry out the ministry that God has given you. What is the ministry that God has given you? Right? Not everybody have the same gifts. Like Ilani sings super cool, right? But there is no people like that. Sometimes people sing and you like, sing God, Jesus, please help them out. This is not your ministry, sir. But it's okay. You need to know your gift. What is your gift? There's many people here. And in this congregation, there is super good in crafting, super good in serving, super good. And I love that. I love how people just come and say, I don't got a lot of money, I don't got many things, but I want to give my gift for the Lord. What it is, it's my talent. It's my talent. I'm good talking with people. We need people like that here. I'm good cooking. We need people like that here. We love to eat. Everybody on earth love to eat. We need your hands. Come on, come to our church, please, right? And this is it. I'm good. I'm good painting. Pastor love to work with people who is grateful and is handy. That is my gift. Come and carry the gift that God have gave it to you. Through that, you can give the good news to other people. So that was my first point. Build a plan. And the second point is prepare the gears, right? Don't try something new when you are going to race. And this is a real story. Okay, that's why I have my shoes here. I forgot the other, so this is it. Um, the boy said, Pastor, we are gonna race, but we don't have shoes. I said, well, you guys need to do something about it. So one of our teachers, she just looked for people who can donate for that, and they found one company and they brought some shoes, right? And they tried out what day? The day before the race, right? Almost it's almost the 2, 3, 4 days, 3 days before we depart for California, they got the shoes and say, that's not good, guys. You don't run with new shoes. But that could. I don't know if we're gonna win the first play this time. Oh my God, I was getting so frustrated, you know? Why? Because you don't know. You don't know those shoes. You don't try before. You don't train with them. You are trained something new. Don't try to do that. So this is it. Don't try to run a race with a borrowed faith, because that doesn't work. That doesn't work. God has done many things for myself, and I can give a testimony of that, but that's my testimony. You need to build your own testimony. And this is what? This is in the presence of the Lord. So don't try new things in that time. Prepare your own gears. And this is it. You need to know what kind of shoes you're going to wear. This is our dance shoes. I'm going to use dance shoes to run in the track? No. But there's people like that. They're trying to figure it out. And at the end, they get frustrated and they want to blame other people. Hey, blame you because you're not prepared for it. You got the wrong gears. And so for us to prepare for this run, we need to have this relationship with God. We need to have an intimate relationship with the Lord. It is impossible for you to run the race without knowing what you're doing. And the only one who can tell you is God. So you need to prepare for that. Prepare your gears. Pray, right? Seek the Lord. Read the Bible. Have that intimate relationship with God. The Bible said in Hebrews 11:6, and it is impossible to please God without faith. Anyone who wants to come to him must believe that God exists and that he rewards those who sincerely seek him. He's going to reward you if you sincerely doing it. This is not that you need to be perfect doing it. No, you need to have sincerity in your heart doing it, because God pay attention to that. So at the end, some of the boys, they were so happy with the shoes, but when I saw them in the track, they were wearing the old ones. Some of them were wearing the old ones. Some of them borrowed shoes for another one, and it didn't work. At the end, they put the other ones. Because you need to be prepared. You need to be sincere with you. I can push some limits, but I can do this, and I will not do it because God is not expecting that from you. God knows how much you can give, and He's happy with that. Meanwhile, you're preparing for that. You're going to grow, and you're going to get more. But you can't compare yourself with others because you are not them. You don't have their training. You need to start doing your own. First, knowing God, meaning this wonderful Lord. James 1:6-8 says, but when you ask him, be sure that your faith is good. God is in God alone. Do not waver, for a person with deviated loyalty is an unsettled as a wave of the sea that is blown and tossed by the wind. Such people should not expect to receive anything from the Lord. Wow. Their loyalty is divided between God and the world, and they are unstable in everything they do. So an unstable person, it can't wait that the Lord can give something. They can't wait that. That's ironic, right? I'm not working for that, but I'm expecting a reward, but you are not working for it. So that's what I tell my kids, that you guys need to prepare. I prepare for the run because I want to be the first one, right? I want to be the winner. I want to bring gold home. But if I did not prepare for that, don't expect it to receive it. At the end, when you don't win the first place, don't get disappointed because you did not train for that. So don't blame others. Don't say, "Oh, these other people they were so good." And my students said, "Oh, because it's that school pastor. They always win everything." Those people over there, don't say that. It was not true. So those people over there, they are ready, in their mind, and they know who's gonna win. No. It was you guys. I told you guys to sleep early. I told you guys to eat good. I told you guys to train in school and everything. And you start training what? 2 weeks before, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. So be grateful that you received that. Be grateful that you received the third place. Be grateful for that. But you see, without that much training, you received that. Imagine what can you do if you train for real. You need to believe that you are the one. You can't doubt it. But we need to prepare for it. So it says, such people don't expect to receive anything from the Lord if they are not loyal. If their faith is not alone to God. If their faith is divided. Some days I'm Christian, but some days I'm worldly. No, it doesn't work like that. Or you're worldly or you're Christian. God doesn't for God it doesn't matter if you want to be worldly, okay. Okay, stay worldly. Let me walk with this one. He wants to just walk in faith. The day you want to change, you're more than welcome. And that's it. The Lord is not going to say, I don't want you anymore. No. But you are the one who need to be truthful to yourself. Who are the one you're going to believe? What I'm prepared for. Because I want to run this race. And it's going to be difficult to run this race. But if I'm not understanding that, and I don't want to train myself to do that, I'm going to fail. And no one is the one to blame, just me. And we need to be careful about that. The third point, it says, stay hydrated and eat well. You see? You can't drink 20 minutes before the race almost a gallon of water. That's not going to work. Even though you want to try it, you can race. You're going to start vomiting, start like paining, like, you can. You need to be hydrated before, 3 hours before. Drinking and eating well, stretching stuff. So when I run the race, I can do it well. It says your body needs fuel to do what you ask it to do. I'm asking my body to do this, but I need to just give my body what it needs. So I can eat garbage like Doritos and those, and those, what do you call that? I was telling Caleb because yesterday he was trying to run. It was very bad for him. Takis. Oh my God, those Takis. Kids, get out. That's not good for your brain either. So they're just eating all those garbage and you want your body respond like, no. Your body is calling you like, what are you doing? You're trying to kill me. And then you're just fainting over there. Almost fainting in running that race. Because you don't know how the quality nutrients in your life. What voices are you listening? What are you eating? What is who's the one you're following? Who are the one who just set an example? This is important because you are the one who are going to be disqualified. And maybe it's because of your own doing. It doesn't matter about anybody over there down. It says Psalms 25:14. It says, the secret of the Lord is with them that fear him, and he will shew them his covenant. For the one who what? For fears him. When I feel the Lord, when I'm respectful about my Lord, whatever place I am, I know the Lord is over there watching me. This is not, I can do this because my mom is not watching. I can do it because my husband is not here, my wife is not here, and he's not going to know about it, but God knows. And the Bible said that it's anything that is going to be just hiding, that later is going to go what? A light. So you need to be careful about that. You need to be careful what you're doing in secret. Because you want to know the path. You want to know what's going to happen. And then you need to be loyal with God. You need to have a relationship with this God. You need to be his friends. Because those who fear, he will tell them the covenant. He will know it. But if you're not with the Lord, if you don't fear him, you're lost. James 1:12 says, blessed is the one who perseveres under trials, because having stood the test, that person will receive the crown of life that the Lord has promised to those who love him. It says, blessed is the one who persevered under what? Trial. I love that. Because having stood the test, that person will receive the crown of life. How many of us love rewards? Right? We love rewards. We want to receive a reward. We do this like that day when we were in track with the boys, I didn't know how much it was, how important for them was the reward, because they were so pissed when they didn't win the first place. Oh, they were so mad. And they was just going like, what? You guys, for real? It's okay. But the Bible said if you are running that race and you persevere, doesn't matter the situations. Let me tell you, they started racing this year, thank God, earlier, because we always race at 9, because the track, that's when they let us battle the track. And sometimes it's super cold, super freezing, and we are there shaking. And you know how hard it is run in a cold weather? It's not the same. So you need to know how to breathe, right? And it is like extenuating running in cold weather. That's what it said. You guys need to train for everything in every circumstances. Under any trial, you need to persevere. You need to know that you're not the only one who's suffering that weather. The person next to you is also facing the same trials. But you need to just keep running until you think, I am the one who's going to get the first place. And you need to be in the first place home. But this time, they start running early, thank God. And it was a little bit warm. So those racing that we did first, we got a better place. The one later on, it was okay, also. But also, it is important that we understood and we are there. We are going to receive the prize because God has promised that. And we can doubt the promises of God. So sometimes we have these difficult things because we believe sometimes this lie that we make ourselves like it's going to be impossible. And the Bible says nothing is possible for those who believe, but it's impossible. God is not going to change a person. I'm just trying. I've been praying. Like, every single year and nothing happens. Forget about it. Let's just be part of the group, of the unbelievers and start praying for that person to change. No, you need to keep having faith. Under that trial, doesn't matter. You will receive the crown. Don't give up. But some people, they are so easily giving up because they don't have that strange relationship with God, that deep relationship with the Lord. And the Lord is calling us to have that deep relationship with Him. And it is important for us to do it so we can receive the crown of life. Because he has promised. Who has promised? God. This is not anyone. He's the creator of earth. He has promised to give you a crown of life. And so you need to run and persevere in that. The 4 point is know the track. And this is very important. Because if you start practicing and training in inside field, right? You know the track is like rubber. It's totally different. The traction and everything is totally different. But when you ride outside, it's dirt, it's loose. You need to understand it because you need to know how much power you're gonna put in your feet. So you don't what? You don't slip and you just fall. So you need to know your track. Where you're gonna run, why you're gonna run for that. And for us in this competition, the track is always outside. And sometimes we practice here and on the streets and stuff. It's not the same thing. So you know why? Because the shoes are not the same shoes. You can buy Puma and you can say you're gonna run like a Puma, right? But it's a running shoes. Those are not running shoes for that kind of field. You need to have a little clips, right? So you can stick in the ground and you ground yourself over there. So when you run, it's grounded. You can have, much power. And you can, when you want to stop, you could stop and not slip over there. So with that, that's what that happens to one of our students. He fall because of his shoes. He was doing so good, very fast. I was so excited because I was going to bring a picture about one of them, but I could. It was too much. So, the body, the body, how the body, the posture of the body is very important. So I can see some of my students. I love to take pictures and videos about it. So one of them is just, oh, you can go to our school website. Yeah, we have a website. Yes, it's almost finished that up. But we have an Instagram page, right? Strong Generation Christian Academy. They have an Instagram, and you can see all my pictures over there. So one of them is so straight up with his leg well down here. And I said, wow, what a posture, He knows how to run. The other one is like, and I was so sad about this kid. We need to work in his posture because he don't know what he's doing, running like a, no, that's not it. But he was like running with this straight posture, super cool. And at the end, something happened in the flood. I said, no, you see, next year we're going to have good shoes for that. And we are going to start this August running with those shoes so you guys can have a good track on it. So Psalms 18:30 says, God's ways is perfect. God's ways are what? Perfect. All the Lord promises prove true. He is a shield for all who look for him for protections. You see? God's ways are perfect. So you need to just trust in the way of the Lord. God's ways are perfect. So if you try to go in another way and try to say, God, this way is better. You don't know. You can tell God what ways are better because you don't know. You need to trust God and trust in him alone, without faith alone. And I want to go walk in this path because, God, you said this path is perfect. And this path is going to have trial too, right? But you need to understand that the reward is life. Okay? But the Bible said that it's on another way. That it looks cool. It could be easy, those people who want to what? To do shortcuts. But at the end, what? Is dead. So this is it. When, Alexa or Siri or Google is telling you, turn right, and I know where I am. I know this is shortcuts, and then at the end, you're dead. Dead end, more 20 minutes, and you were late, and you want to try to do a shortcut, 20 minutes more. I told you, just turn left. turn left. I told my husband, I am going to record my voice in those GPS so they can understand because he always ignore, this assistant. If I'm over there, say, turn, he will do that. I just said, oh, wonderful. So we need to go in the ways of the Lord. Don't try to teach the Lord what ways is better because he knows the ways. We don't know anything. So don't try to be like Forrest Gump, running, whatever. Why are you running? Oh no, come with me. And people were following him. Where? We don't know. Right? Until the end, he just stopped right and said, okay, let's go back home. For real? Come on, I'm wasting my time following this guy. And he didn't know what he was doing. That's what happens sometimes when you just deviate yourself, your faith for the worldly things, and you following people that they didn't even know what they're doing. And at the end, they waste your time. You were in the correct track, and you just waste your time deviating yourself to following others that don't know where they're going. So you need to be careful about that. And my last point is sleep well. And I love this because I love to sleep. Yes. I don't believe in those power naps. Sorry about it. I believe in 8 hours, 10 hours of sleep. My husband said, you're a baby. I said, yes. If I don't sleep enough, my brain can work and my character is going to be like bouncing around. Okay. So don't get near me if I'm in lack of sleep. So is Isaiah 26:3 says, you will keep in perfect peace all who trust in you, all whose thoughts are fixed on you. He will keep in what? In perfect peace. This is the horrible thing this year when we were preparing for these competitions. One of my teachers said, how you feel? I said, I feel that we're not preparing enough this year. I don't know. I try to give responsibility to my students so they can just know and responsibility. But this is it. The lack of control is making me crazy. So when I go back to sleep, I'm just thinking about it. Like they're leaving this behind. There is no project. Oh my God, we can come back. It's too that like that. And I was not sleeping at all. Sometimes it has happened. But I said you need to sleep well. You need to just shut your brain. Keep it quiet. Because when you are over there and you come back to the field and you stand in that track, you need to have all the strength to conquer the race. You need to sleep well. And the sleeping well is what? Trusting in God. And this is it. You will keep in perfect peace all who trust in you. Those are in peace. You trust in God? Okay. Go in peace. The Lord will do. You already work with it. You train with the Lord. You seek the Lord. You have this relationship with God and trust in Him. He will do. Don't try to just say, I don't know what's going on now, What's going to happen today? You don't know because you're not God. And sometimes we want to control everything. But we can't control everything. We can't control weather. We can't control time. We can't control nothing. You think you can control your wife and your husband. It's not true. Because that person has their own feeling, their own soul. You can't control. Well, you need to do what? Trust. When you trust and that person know that you trust, the relationship is at ease, is better. Because you're trusting. I don't like, this is my personal opinion, okay? I'd say it, personal opinion. Those people who track the husband, the wife, and the kids, I don't like that at all. I don't like that at all. And I'm not fan of those people, sorry. This is the truth. Because you lack of trust. And you say that you don't trust that person. But you know why you're not trusting? God. And this is it. Because if like I tell my husband, like I fear God. I'm not gonna do nothing wrong because I don't care about you. I'm in this race, and I want my crown, and I don't want to desert on my crown because one day I want to just go. Woo! I'm a crazy person now. I want to keep me in this track. I want my crown. So we'll run this, and I'm not going to get distracted with no one and nowhere. So I'm gonna do this. So I do it because I love God, and I respect God. I'm respecting the person next to me, because that person was created by God too, and that person deserve respect. So there's many people that don't trust each other because they already betrayed their trust. But what they're not trusting for real, it is God. Because at the end, when the person did something and you think it was for you, it was for God. And they losing the spot in the race. They get disqualified themselves. So we need to be careful about that. That's controlling. Controlling is a very difficult, a very dangerous thing. When you want to control the person's life, the person become a slave, and that's not living. That's parenthesis, you know. But you need to sleep well. Trust, it says, those who trust in God, he will keep his mind in perfect peace, because your thought is fixed in him. My thought is not fixed in the world. My thought is fixed in him. Because I don't walk by what I see, I walk by faith. And I need to understand that. But if I don't have this relationship with God, and everything that I'm saying to you right now is gonna be crazy. That girl is crazy what she's saying. Yeah, because you don't know this God. And this is it. I invite you today to run with us the race. I like what Paul said, and at the end it says, Philippians 3:14 says, I press on the reach the end of the race, and I receive the heavenly prize of which God through Jesus Christ is calling us. You see? When Paul decided that he wanted God to open his eyes, he decides for real to run the race faithfully until the end. Not considering the trial, but being grateful in every predicament, since he knew the reward. The Bible says in over there in Second Timothy, hold on, 2 Timothy 4:6. No, 6. Hold on. Yeah, 6 and 7 says, as for me, my life has already been poured out as an offering to God. The time of my death is near. He knew that he was going to die. I have fought the good fight. I have finished the race, and I have remained faithful. So Paul, at the beginning, he was Saul, and he was a really good Christian, you know. But that Christian that he thought he was persecuting Christians, and he thought he was doing good, he was killing everybody. But when God spoke to him, you're persecuting me, not other. Paul, open your eyes, you're persecuting me. He understood that. He said, from now on, I will run this race faithfully for the Lord. And he started sharing the gospel to everybody, to the Gentiles, to everybody that he needs a salvation. Sharing the gospel until the end. And that's what he says. Okay, this is it. I'm reaching to the end. But I am happy. Doesn't matter how many incarcerations they have. Doesn't matter how many stone people dropped me. Doesn't matter how bad things people thought about me. I don't care, because I fought this race well. And until the end, I remain faithful. And what happened? We are going to receive that crown. So this is it. We are calling to run the race. Are you prepared for that? If you're not doing anything of what we spoke today, and then you need to start doing it. Running for God is good. It's excited. because this adventure has many, 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 many tracks, many trials. It's very good. I love it because you grow in faith following Christ because you know the reward is for real. And we are certain that we're going to receive it. It says, the day that Jesus Christ come for his people. And that's the end of the race when Jesus comes. So we start today when we know Jesus. But you need to remain faithful until the end. And it is up to us, not to anyone, not to God. It's up to us to follow, to persevere, to seek the kingdom. And he will do over us because he is faithful. Amen? Whatever you are over there, just close your eyes and bow your head. And let's pray about this. He said that he will keep in perfect peace those who fix his eyes on him. Father, and we want to trust in you. And today we pray for every one of us that we're watching online, that we're here in the sanctuary. We pray, Lord, that we can run this race. If we don't know you yet, Lord, please help us. I don't want to run without any purpose. I don't want to run to a place that I don't know what I'm doing, Lord. So give me the lead. Follow it, Lord. I want to just know in you, Lord. Knowing you with all my heart. Today I just understood that I am following a different path. I'm not prepared for this. I thought I was prepared, but I'm not. But I know that you are grateful and you are good, Lord, because